Okay, so the bonus episode. So like I was saying, the TV shows that I'm not gonna include cartoons because it's just too much. So X-Files, I Love Lucy, The Twilight Zone. Oh, The Wonder Years. Oh my god, I love that show. The Wonder Years. I'm forgetting one that I mentioned. What's the other one that I mentioned? Oh, Seinfeld. And Curb Your Enthusiasm. That's 6, but whatever. Amel's Grace says, I have 2 questions. If you had to choose not to see, hear, play... If you had to choose not to see, hear, play... If you had to choose not to see, hear, or play either DAI or The Witcher 3, but you could read the plot progression and a breakdown of the characters, which would you choose? DI or Witcher 3? And you guys, your questions like DAI or Witcher 3, Dragon Age or Mass Effect, it's like, oh, I don't know. I would probably choose DAI just because I could not be without knowing what happens with Dragon Age. But The Witcher 3 as well, like, especially because it's the last one. So I would want to know about DAI, but I would probably be more compelled to know about The Witcher 3 since it is the last one, and that's the ending, and I would want to know what happened to Geralt. I would want to know what's going on there, like what Yennefer has to do with the story, and whether Ciri is in it. So I would probably go for Witcher 3 because DAI, it's not really the ending of Dragon Age series, or it's just a new story kind of continuing with what happened in the previous games. But I would probably prefer to read The Witcher 3, even though it would break my heart not to know or anything about DAI, but probably Witcher 3 because it's the end. Arcanian 10 or X, if you were in the Mass Effect universe and was stationed on the Normandy in a Kelly/Samantha type position, do you think you would get along with your first Shepherd? And what sort of relationship do you think you would have with him based on his personality? That's a cool question. I would get along with my first Shepherd, with Garrick Shepherd, because he's very... I made him, even though he was a Paragade, so he was kind of Paragon. Slightly more Paragon, but a little bit of Renegade, so he's kind of half and half, a little bit more Paragon. But I made him very sarcastic. Like, he was a sarcastic, he did, like, goof around and, like, joke around with the characters. So I think I would get along with him because that's kind of, I like to joke around with people. I like to be sarcastic, cynical, and that's how he was. So I think I would get along with him. We would probably have like we would probably have like a type of relationship like he did with Samantha. Because Samantha was very geeky and nerdy. And my Shepherd kind of like poked fun at her a little bit sometimes. So I think that's how it would be. I would probably have a crush on him. And he would poke fun at me, I think, of when it comes to my geekiness, I think. But I think it would be a good relationship. Down Low is the Fiend says, if you're at a dinner or restaurant, what do you usually order? It depends. Like, I usually go for anything with chicken. I don't really go for meat, like red meat. Not because I don't like it. I do like it, but I prefer chicken. I'm really picky about, like, red meat. So if there's something with chicken, I'll go with chicken. But now with the whole gluten-free thing, it's really hard not hard, because I could go anywhere and just order a salad. So that's usually safe for me. wherever there's like, it's like a burger joint or something like that, I can't eat it. Or I could order like a hamburger without the bun and it's like wrapped in lettuce instead. That's pretty good. Kind of weird because I wasn't used to that. But if it's something like that where I can't eat anything, like the bread or anything like that, then I'll order like salad and something like that. But if not, something with chicken. I don't like fried chicken though. It's got to be grilled. Isadora Edwards says, "Hey MD, hope you had a good Christmas." I did, thank you. I was wondering, what are your favorite Mass Effect and Dragon Age DLCs? Dragon Age, definitely Awakening. Awakening is a must play. And it's so big that it's like a little game in itself. So, Dragon Age Awakening, I can't remember any of the other ones. Witch Hunt, it wasn't like amazing, Witch Hunt, but it is pretty important. So they said which ones, they were talking about like I haven't played any or something like that, and like which one, they want to know which one would be recommended, something like that. I didn't put the rest of it, but I think I remember reading that. So I think Witch Hunt was interesting. It wasn't like amazing, but it was interesting. But definitely Awakening was my favorite DLC for Dragon Age. And my favorite DLC for Mass Effect was actually Overlord. Overlord. I always get it confused with the power overload. Overlord, that was my favorite DLC of Mass Effect, which is kind of out of, like, a lot of people don't really consider Overlord as their favorite DLC for Mass Effect. A lot of people say Shadow Broker, or the Citadel, or I haven't really heard anybody say Omega was their favorite, but Overlord was my favorite. It was so touching to me, and I loved the music. There was this like crazy moment in it that I was like, what? Like it completely like blew me away, and it's not even a long DLC. There's also oh my god, no, that was Shadow. No, it wasn't Shadow Broker. It was the last one, the little one. What was it called? The one before Mass Effect 3. I forgot what it was called. I have it on the tip of my tongue. You guys know which one it is. Oh my god. I want to say Afterlife, but it's not Afterlife. Whatever. The last one. That one was pretty crucial to play. But Overlord was just so good. That's my favorite Mass Effect DLC. Selena27 Gallegos says, quick scenario, you're trapped on Tuchanka with Garrus and Charlie. Suddenly the mother of all Thresher Maws attacks. As an infiltrator, you have a few options. 1, snipe its eyes. 2, use tech powers. 3, run like hell. Which do you choose? Snipe its eyes. Faux show. Robert Hamilton, question for you. If you were the first person to set foot on Mars, what do you think your first words might be? I would totally say, to infinity and beyond. I know it's not original, but oh my god, I would not be able to contain myself from saying that. To infinity and beyond, for sure. The Shadow 1897. How long did it take for your channel to get this big, and how did you do it? I didn't do anything big or anything. I mean, it wasn't like I had this tactic or anything, but there are crucial things that you should do in order to make your channel successful. I've been doing this for about 3 years now, and it started to grow after I chose a topic. Like, I was doing a lot of random stuff with my previous channel. So I was like, you know what, I love video games. I know a lot about them, so let me just do a channel on that. So if you stick to a topic, you will get a concentrated amount of audience. If you do random stuff, that's not bad, but it's hard to hit it big with a random channel. which is why people do separate channels. Because you could do one video, get subscribers because of that topic, but then you do a completely different video, and you'll lose the people that were interested in that, and then you'll be losing and gaining, because people will be like, oh, never mind, I thought she was like going to be talking about this topic all the time, but then all of a sudden she changed to this. So that's one way to keep a constant flow of people with the same interests. What else? And dedication, freaking dedication, and a constant connection with your subscribers. But yeah, quality over quantity is my biggest motto. You gotta do quality. I mean, these videos are not quality at all because they're done on the iPad and they're like really low resolution, but I have to do this way in order to get all of these videos out in time, and it wasn't in time, but right now I'm really short on time, so I can't edit and all that. So these are the only videos that I do like this. But anything else, like my real, like the big videos, I will take a lot of times like 2 days to edit, and it's all worth it. I mean, I don't care. Like, people know that sometimes it takes me a while to put out videos, but because I'm working hard on them, so quality over quantity, that's a big thing, because people, as soon as they go onto a video and they see this crappy little webcam or a crappy audio where you can't hear the person, or really bad lighting, they'll immediately log off. You've got to be really, really charismatic to keep the interest of the person there, especially since my videos are long. They're usually over 20 minutes. I've got to keep in mind that I need to have good quality, or else people are gonna like lose interest. And then just be yourself. Like, that's a big issue. Like, don't pretend to be somebody else. Don't try to be funny when you really don't have to be. Just be yourself. Be reaction. Yeah, it's all about reaction. It's all about initial reaction. That's why I don't follow scripts. So just whatever. Just be yourself. That's pretty much what has got me to where I am. OEGO5 says, Merry Christmas, MD. Merry Christmas to you too. What was the best advice you have ever gotten, and who was it from? Probably my dad. Just like, not like, it wasn't like a specific advice. It was something that he would always tell us, that we needed to stride to become somebody, and never give up. Like, always go for your dreams, no matter how long it takes to get there. Don't ever give up on them. And like, you could always put them on hold, but don't ever give up on them. That's probably the best advice that I've ever gotten, and the advice that I always live by is don't freaking give up. Like, no matter how bad things get, you always have to get back up. And that's a big thing that my dad would tell us all the time. Ornithornquish, do you think that if instead of the Templars there was a special group of mages who would perform their duties that could help resolve the conflict? A group of mages like Wynne, who is respected and trusted, and who truly believes that the circle and its rules are necessary, but who still cares for the mages. So a group like that, if it could get rid of the conflict between the mages and the Templars, that whole issue, no, it wouldn't, because that already exists in the circle. They have, it's talked about in the Book of Sunder. They have, like clubs almost. I forgot what they called them. And I can't remember the names of each of the different types of mages, but there are mages, like the group that Wynne was part of. There's a bunch of mages in that group, and there's different sects within the mages that don't agree with each other. So I don't think that it would solve anything. Oh my god. I'll see you guys in a little bit.